Is it okay to use reference images? Of course it is. As an artist, using a reference image is probably one of the best things you could do to grow and get better at drawing. Now, I actually already made a video like this on the channel, but it was such a long time ago. And since I'm trying to reanimate the channel, I decided to redo it so it can be a little bit more fresh. And don't mind the bonnet, I just got out of bed. But anyway, in this video, we're gonna be talking about the importance of reference images. And I'll also be showing y'all where I get most of my images from when it comes to different poses, lightings, material, all of that good stuff. So first things first, if you're an artist or anybody in general, you probably already know what a reference image is. You should. But if you don't, here's the definition. A reference image is a visual guide, either a photograph, artwork, or screenshot used to anchor specific qualities like subjects, appearance, color palette, lighting, or composition. By showing the model or creator what is desired, it solves the limitations of describing complex visual concepts with words alone. And that's pretty much it. To put it into simpler terms, you're looking at something and you're drawing it. You're trying to, perfect that image, master that pose in your own style. Because again, using reference images really can make you a better artist if you study these lightings, poses, different art styles. Because I know for a lot of people, when it comes to art, everybody would love to just think of something in their mind and draw it, drawing from imagination. But the first step to get there is using reference images. So let's get into the first site that offers some of the best reference photos for you. And that site is called CubeBrush. This site is amazing, man. Not only does it have different materials, lighting, different type of artworks, but it has a load of different packs for different body poses, angles, everything, man. Certain packs for, comic book poses, dark poses, everything. You find a lot of good stuff on this site. Now, the downfall of using this site is that you have to pay for these packs, but I'll be getting into some free options in this video as well. Now, another site just like CubeBrush is a site called Gumroad. Very similar to CubeBrush, many different packs, materials, all of that good stuff. You can go up here and actually choose photo references, and it'll get you to another huge gallery of different packs and bundles of different poses and all of that good jazz. Another site you have to pay on, but honestly, I think it's worth it if you're looking for certain poses. Now, the last paid site I have on this list is ArtStation. Now, I use ArtStation to honestly get inspired, see other people's art, post my art, follow me up there if you haven't already. But honestly, it wasn't until a couple months ago that I realized they have a marketplace where you can get other reference materials and poses. Now, if you use CubeBrush, Gumroad, and ArtStation, you probably will notice that a lot of the same studios are pushing out the same pose packs, but ArtStation does have a little bit more or different reference studios, so you can find some new packs instead of the same things on Gumroad and CubeBrush. But now let's get into some free options. Everybody love the word free. Now, firstly, in the most simple way to get reference images for free is simply taking pictures of yourself. Whether it's a certain hand pose or body pose, especially hands. Kind of difficult for a lot of artists to do hands and feet, but simply take a picture yourself of your hand. If you want to do a certain pose, take a picture of yourself standing, in front of the mirror, in front of your closet, something. Because most of the time when you use a reference images, it's for a reference, so you're not drawing it one-to-one. So you can draw yourself in a pose, but make that pose look like Goku or whoever you're trying to draw. Maybe you like the way your lamp lights up your room and you want to, study some lighting, and you take a picture of your room and you draw that. So snapping a photo of something in the real world is probably the best free option you have for reference images. When it comes to the free sites, there's a site called Pose Maniacs that is amazing. Not only do they have still images of poses you can get, but they also have these like bare muscle models that you can actually rotate and manipulate and get the best, angles, the best lighting. You can change the gender. You can get a lot of different, ideas and looks out of these poses. This is an amazing site, and it's all for free. I definitely recommend using a site like this if you want to, learn which way the muscles go, how they move, how they bend, when it comes to certain poses and the angles especially. You can get different perspectives with this, and it's very fire. Another free site, which isn't really a good one to get reference images from, but it's a very good website to study art and practice when it comes to sketching, maybe doing a little warm up before you get into the main piece you want to draw. But that's a site called Line of Action. This site right here will let you choose from many different categories of what you're trying to draw, and you can set a timer and the pictures will cycle through, and each picture you can just practice, draw, get your fingers kind of warmed up for your main piece. I would definitely use this as a warm-up site, but there is some good images up there there that could probably inspire you that you might want to, you know, find and use for reference. And the next free option, which everybody uses already, is Google. But we're not going to be talking about Google. You know how to look up a picture on Google, you know, save it and use it as a reference. But there's another site that's a little bit better, and that's Pinterest. I know everybody knows about Pinterest, but this is a good site to find images of poses, not just poses, but tables. You know, like Google, you can find almost anything on Pinterest. Lots of good references on this site, man. Now, if you're somebody like me that likes to redraw certain scenes from your favorite shows or movies, or certain characters from your favorite shows or movies, I got two sites that's perfect for just that. Now, like I mentioned earlier, obviously you could just Google some of these things, but if you want to get your images frame by frame, there is a beautiful site called FanCaps that has a ton of movies, anime, TV shows, all on this site that you can go by frame and get the picture you want to draw. This site is amazing for people that like to do redraws and fan art. I actually have a huge reference folder set up in my file explorer, man. One of the folders is specifically for all my favorite screen grabs from movies, animes, TV shows, and yeah, this is what I do a lot. And another site like FanCaps is a site called CapBat, another site with a lot of different movies and shows. I don't think it has too many anime or cartoons, but you can still go frame by frame with these movies and get the perfect reference image. And that's gonna pretty much do it for all the sites, paid sites and free sites that you can use for finding your perfect reference image. But before we end this up, I'm actually gonna show y'all how I use them and import these references into Clip Studio Paint. And of course, anybody can use a reference image, whether it's traditionally or digitally, but one of the perks of doing them digitally is in Clip Studio Paint, if you're on the fresh canvas, you can go up to window and head down to sub view, and it will open up a secondary window for you to drag images in, and you can use that as your reference. But you can simply drag over a picture and yeah, draw from reference. You can also color pick this way. This is a very good way to get the same color or similar colors from the picture you're referencing. And last but not least, another perk of using Clip Studio Paint for your references is they actually have 3D poses and models you can manipulate in any way you want already built in this software. Hit this little button over here and you head down to the materials. You can see the poses, not even just poses, but tables, backgrounds, a lot of different things, 3D objects you can rotate and manipulate so you can get the perfect pose. You can even make them dance a little bit. But if you can't find the perfect pose that's already built into the software, you can head over to the Clip Studio Marketplace and find some more. And not just poses, but brushes and all types of different material, man. Clip Studio is a fire software. But y'all let me know what y'all think. If you have any other sites or options for getting reference images, let us know down in the comments. Let's all just keep using reference images so we can get better at doing what we do, and that's creating art. And I'm gonna end this up right here. Stay tuned for more videos like this. And until then, I hope y'all enjoy.